What's good, everybody? Y'all know who it is. It is your boy, the Grandmaster Troll, here to give you guys some of the best trolling content early in the morning if you're West Coast time. Just woke up, took a nice little shower. So with that said, shout out to the reject army, the Nif-Nas, the dishwashers, the bedwetters, the defactors of the Black Order, the gorilla sips, the gorilla pips, to the single ladies, and to the black men in the black manosphere trying to change the world one day at a time. Shout out to all you guys, but most importantly, witness the power and the might that is the most dangerous troll. We gotta talk about the Black Manosphere Meetup and why it was a great thing that the Black Manosphere Meetup was an object failure. And I got a new series called The White Man's Ice is Colder. And we're gonna use this Black Manosphere Meetup. We're gonna break down why the meetup, why it may be a good start, why it may lead to something bigger and better for the community. We're going to break down why it was an abject failure. We got Pepper P in the building. We got Mother Earth in the building. John Johnson, Ricardo Rodney. We got Mahogany Roots. Mahogany Roots, I will be using one of your videos for this stream because some people just don't know how big of a failure this Black Manosphere Meetup on though. I'm still rooting for these guys. They're talking about doing another meetup, I guess, in a year from now. I have no idea why it's taking them so long to put together an event like that. It seems like the logistics of it would be easy to put it together, but they're going to take another year. We got Jerome Whiteside, Dog Stalkers in. We got over 100 people already. We had 40 Negroes waiting for this live stream. Hit the like button, support the show, Cash App, $ the Grandmaster Troll. We already have supporters coming in. We have the greatest moderator, She sent in $3 for a good show, and Penny Sparks sent 5, so we already got 2 people. Hold on. We are looking to hit our goals because even with those last 2 contributors, that's almost more than we had in the last 2 shows that I did at midnight combined. So if you like the content, support the content, but we gotta get way more than the 2 contributors or the little contributors that we got the last 2 live streams. So with that said, we need people to be a top donator right here for the week. So we need people to support. But we already got 2. Let's go ahead and tally them up before we get the cooking, because a couple of content creators canned up. As I see Mahogany Root says, it was a success. At least they did it. Yeah. Uh, uh, it was very great. It was heartwarming. It's very great that they tried to put something together. You know. But in this space, when you come on camera for the first time, they bigged up Kevin Samuels, and his thing is about image. And we all know image is how you look, how you talk, how you behave, and your digital footprint. So when this meetup was put together, it is only fair that we use the Kevin system ranking to judge these brothers on their effort, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna go black for a while because I was late. I didn't really have time to set my stuff up, so I'm gonna go ahead and be black for a while, just for a little bit. I ain't going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere. I'm just setting up my OBS real quick. Bear with a brother. Let's get it set up because I do have some video we are going to break down, because your brother Obsidian Media Network Ali, he came on camera in front of the Black Manosphere for the very first time. So this is going to mark a very important day that one of the big 3 gets on camera the first time. It's important that you look good, smell good, feel good. You want to make sure you communicate the right type of body language to the audience, because dudes in this space will be sizing them up. There were a couple of other people who was camming up for the first time. We also had the Little Big Nate show. I saw Bernard Riley. I saw Minister Jap. I saw Theo. And I was a little bit disappointed at what I saw. I was a little bit disappointed with what I heard. But let's get back. Let's get back to what I actually saw. And why it was such a big fear. So with that said, we're gonna see what these dudes look like. We're gonna play a little video that will show what these dudes look like. This footage is coming courtesy from Uncle Shug. Yes, he saw it. We're gonna break down. We're gonna break down what we saw and what went wrong here. We gotta talk about what went wrong, and this is what went wrong right here. If I could do this real quick.
It's a rare condition this day and age to read any good news on the newspaper page. And love and tradition of the grand design, some people say, is even harder to find.
Oh yes.
Well, then there must be
yes.
some
Let's stop it right there. Because I was so shocked at what I saw. We gotta break down this part right here. We gotta We gotta break what we're looking at right here because what I saw right here, I thought it was unforgivable that's your boy came up here. Your boy Obsidian Media Network came up here first time on camera and didn't even have the audacity to sit in the chair like he got some goddamn sense. I mean, I'm trying to figure out how your boy is sitting in a chair that's not a lounge chair, that's pretty much straight up, and he's laying in a chair like a female laying on a lounge chair at the beach. I'm trying to figure out. I'm seeing Minister Jap. You know, he got good posture. You know, he's sitting up straight. You know, we also got little Big Nate right there. He's sitting up straight. We even got Bernard Riley sitting up there like he got some good posture, you know, shoulders up, you know. But your boy Obsidian Ali, as somebody says, he has a little bit of a pot belly, but I'm trying to figure out how your boy is sitting in a regular chair. Hold on. Let me see if I could mimic how your boy is. So I'm trying to figure out how he's sitting in a chair with his ass in the air. I'm trying to figure out how he's sitting on his hip with his legs crossed with his ass in the air. I mean, the dude looked like he trying to do a whole barrel roll in the goddamn chair. I need somebody to explain to me how Obsidian is sitting in a chair in a room full of men for the first time with his ass twisted in the air. And then they tell me that Obsidian walks with a cane, and I see why now Obsidian walks in a cane, because if he's been sitting like this for 50 plus years, I mean, that left hip has been under so much pressure and scrutiny. I mean, when you sit down in a chair, you want your weight evenly distributed amongst your hips and your buttocks. But when you sit with your legs crossed and your booty in the air like this, you are putting so much pressure on your hip bone right here, Obsidian. That's probably why you gotta walk around in that cane, because that hip is under so much pressure. And then he got his back twisted a certain way. I mean, Obsidian Media Network, explain. You gotta explain this posture right here, because dudes is gonna be sitting there looking at you. And then if we could back it up just a little bit, then and then we gotta break down this wave right here. I mean, this wave that your boy gave right here to the camera with the mask on. I mean, Obsidian Media Network. How do you come on? How do you debut to the Black Manosphere? And this is the first footage you put on tape for the brothers to break down. We got Drugs Bunny talking about the boy is sitting in a room full of men tooting his ass up in the air in a regular chair. I mean, your boy he got so comfortable. Your boy Obsidian got so comfortable. Let's see if I can find this picture real quick. Let's see if I can find it. Let me see. Let's see if I can find. Let's see if I can find this picture, because that posture, as soon as I seen it, it reminded me of something, and I'm gonna see if I could pull it up. I just had it the other day. I'm trying to figure out. Obsidian. How are you sitting in that chair like you are one of these female models. You see, this is how, dude, if you want to man spread, you could sit that way, but you chose to get up there like a female with your ass twisted up in the air, sitting like a female. I was so disappointed in what I saw. I was so disappointed in what I saw right here, Obsidian. How can you put this on tape knowing that people is looking to get you, knowing that people is looking to get you for anything? If your suit wrong, if you wear the wrong clothes, if your shoes is not shine, dudes is looking to get you. But let's go ahead and move on, because I don't want to make this about Obsidian Media Network Ali, about how he was posturing in a chair with his hips twisted. I mean, just crushing his hip bone with his booty in the air, sitting in the regular seat. I mean, I still can't figure out how sitting like this with your legs crossed, with your booty in the air, is comfortable. We got Big Easy said sitting like his grandmother. He even got the cane, right here, and then he, hi guys, how you doing? It's me, Obsidian Ali, voice of the everyday brother. We at the Black Manosphere Meetup. Check us out. This is your boy, Obsidian Media Network. But it gets worse. It gets worse. Because then we had other people come on. We had other people cam up for the very first time. We had your boy, Lil Big Nate. Lil Big Nate, he's got a channel. Alright, channel. I really don't watch him that much, But this your boy, Lil Big Nate, If you listen to most people, he's a BW trasher, So quick to tell you what BWs ought to be doing, why they can't find a good man, dating choices, who they should be dating, who they should be having kids by, how BW should be led. And it's always a common theme. It's always a common theme with these dudes on how they look, a little bit corny, a little bit lame, really don't have any style about them, any swag, any charisma, look a little awkward, It's pretty much is what it is, and it seems that your boy Lil Big Nate checked all the boxes. Now, I'm not gonna go after Lil Big Nate because I actually like Lil Big Nate, but as you can see, we got, according to MJ, looks like he got his shirt from the JC Penney's. But this is the conundrum we find ourselves in, because we're gonna go ahead and fast forward, because we gonna start moving on to why the white man's ice is colder. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna fast forward, because there were some other brothers out there, at the Manosphere Meetup, where they're supposed to be, teaching other black men about information and technology and business and this, that, and the third. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna break all of this down, because we gotta break down why the white man's ice is so cold. So with that said, let me put on my mask. Let me put on my gloves. It's time for GMT to get surgical, because I was so disappointed in the Black Manosphere, as Sequoia L sends a $10 cash app. She says, for expose these weak niggas. So we got another contributor hit the cash app. We got 215 people watching. Who else did we get to support? We had Pepper P coming through. 10 on the Cash App. Support your boy Grandmaster Troll, because now the Grandmaster Troll, all jokes aside, yeah, well, I could come on here and make fun, but that's not really what the Black Manosphere was about. The Black Manosphere Meetup was about helping the brothers, and if you help the brothers, you would be helping the community. So before we can even get to the meetup and break it all down, this, that, and the third, this is another problem I saw with the Manosphere Meetup. Let's go ahead and roll the film.
Got to say both of them.
Yeah, big, the brim, big. Take the brim off if you don't mind, sir, and just explain what that is and where it came from.
Oh, this? Oh, this is a Bellissimo.
Damn.
New York.
And why in this bitch?
And you know, believe it or not, it's simple. I like it. You know,
Dude, that beige rim, dog. That's just, yeah, that beige is killing it.
That's me right there. Oh yeah, definitely two-tone. I'm a two-tone type of dude. Yeah, I do that.
Damn. How do you keep your head warm with something so cold on it like that? God damn. All right, you ready, T?
Yeah. You see. This is the problem. This is the problem with the black men in the community. They are so focused on going to the mall, going to Jacobs, going to Saks and Fifth Avenue, buying the most expensive and luxurious clothing items. And instead of being focused on building the community, guys are so focused on looking good for the camera. You know, they want to show everybody the hats they got on, the brand new sports jacket they got on, the brand new shoes they got on. You know, they really gotta stunt on Negroes at the Black Manosphere Meetup, when the Black Manosphere Meetup is supposed to be about information and technology. Mother Earth says the jacket wasn't even tailored. They say off the rack suit, but we got too many guys focused on going to the mall, getting fly at the mall, and when it's time to build the community and you team up with them, instead of them, you know, bringing something of tangible benefits to whatever projects is going on, they want to show out and stun on what they got at the mall. But it gets worse than that. It gets worse than that, because now we actually get to move on. We actually get to move on to the so-called business side of things. This is supposed to be about business, right? You know, black man's supposed to be building something, you know. There's one particular YouTuber, I won't call her name. Most people call her the Bald Eagle, and a couple of years ago, her number one talking point was, what have black men built, you know? When you step outside, or even right now, I'm on my computer, you know, I see the Microsoft logos, I see the Nvidia logos, I see the Intel logos. You guys are watching it right now, either on a Droid or iPhone. So we're talking Google, we're talking iPhone. You know, when you go outside and you drive a car, we talking about Teslas, we talking about Toyotas. If you're an American dude, Chevy, GM. And when we look at all of these businesses that have made life easy for us, you know, as Cynthia G said, what have black men built? And, you know, black men on this day at this Black Manosphere Meetup, they have a chance to, you know, build something. But when we look at the business aspect, because this video right here, for whatever reason, see if I could pull it up, whatever reason, the debut of these dudes was put on the 411 Talk Zone radio channel. So, brother Obsidian Ali one of the biggest names in the Black Manosphere, keynote speaker, gets up there, gives his speech. This video was uploaded 2 days ago. Since we're about business, I need somebody to explain to me, why does the Grandmaster Troll have more live viewers, almost more live viewers, than the keynote speech that Obsidian Ali gave to the world about black male empowerment? We gotta break that down from the bare bone, because I got 240 Negroes watching me. And this video of Obsidian giving a keynote speech about black male empowerment 2 days ago, not 2 minutes ago, not 2 hours ago, not yesterday, but uploaded December 3rd, almost don't have as many this has as many views as this current stream is giving it, covering it. So we gotta break that down, because like Mahogany Roots, I'm gonna get to her video, she was talking about business. So when we look at the business, and we got the Black Manosphere Meetup, and we got all these conference videos, I'm trying to figure out, where the hell is the production quality? Where is the production? We don't even have the wherewithal to even make a thumbnail that would pop and make people click on the keynote speech that Obsidian gave for the betterment of black males and for black male empowerment. How does that work? Obsidian, Bernard Riley, Theo, or should I go at this content creator 411 Talk Zone radio channel? How do you not have the thumbnail that people are going to click on available? For Obsidian giving the keynote speech, oh, it gets worse, because then we click on the video and we go to the beginning of the video, and this is the quality. This is the quality that the builders, that the people who had foresight, knowledge, who had the $30,000 to rent out a space. This is the quality. This is how they presented Obsidian in his keynote speech. They recorded it from a cell phone. Where's my man Super Slide when Obsidian gave his keynote speech? They recorded it from a cell phone. They didn't have multiple camera angles. They didn't go live. They didn't do no fancy setup. They didn't even go with a stage 1 fancy setup like I'm doing it right now from my laptop, where if I wanted to, I could hook up my GoPro, I could hook up different cameras and show different angles if I wanted to. You guys seen me do it before, but right now I'm just in the standard bedroom right now giving y'all the bare bones. But somebody's got to explain to me, when everybody else has their conventions, their conferences, hold on, I got to show you what the white man is doing. I got to show you what the white man is doing. Let's see if I can show you and find you what the white man is doing when he's giving his conventions, when he's giving his conference. Let's see if I can find that video. Let's see, because there's one I want to play, but there's one particular, we're going to break down what's going on. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Gotta go back in the library. Let's scroll up. Where should it be? Where should it be? Let's see. Okay, here goes one. Here goes one. We're going to open this up in a new tab, because what this is all about. What this is all about is somebody wanted to be the white man. Somebody wanted to do something like the 21 convention. This is the only reason why we had the Black Manosphere Meetup, because we see other content creators either in the Manosphere or other sectors throwing conventions, and the Black Manosphere wanted to mimic what they were doing. They wanted to be white for a day. We gotta break down why the white man's ice is colder from a business perspective, because I got 3 white man is ice colder live streams coming for you guys. We're gonna break down the shortcomings of these black men and why they don't get the respect that they think they should be getting. So with that said, let's go to Exhibit A. In Exhibit A, as you can see right here, it's gonna be the 21 Studios, where some guy named Pat gave his keynote speech at one of these conventions. But we're gonna look at how cold the white man's ice actually is. We gotta break it down, because they've been feeding you guys. These dudes in the Black Manosphere, they have been feeding you spam. They have feeding you bullshit so long that people like Mahogany Roots is eating up that bullshit, and they think it's American salmon. They think that spam that they've been feeding you, that tuna fish in a can that they've been feeding you, they've been telling you it's catfish, it's steak and lobsters. They've been feeding you that bullshit for so long that people in this space don't even know better. But I gotta break down why this Manosphere Meetup was an epic failure, because this is about black man's image, and you want to bring that quality. Kevin Samuels, appearance, how you communicate, your behaviors, and your digital footprint. We're gonna break all of that down right now. So this is the 21 Studios video when they did their convention.
Welcome back to the 21 Convention 2019 of Orlando, Florida. Our next speaker, this has been a long time coming. He's been recommended over and over again by some of our top alumni speakers like AJ Cortez, Ed Lattimore, and Tanner.
Stop. We not even 20 motherfucking seconds in the video, and the quality is far superior. You done got you an intro. You done got motion graphics. And then when they set up their stage, they got a whiteboard, they got a TV, they got curtains, they even set up the lighting, even the sound quality. Hold on, even the sound. You guys hear the mic?
Tanner Guzzi and more.
Even the sound quality is good, but when we go back to what these niggas in the Black Manosphere gave you, they didn't give you no sound quality. They even gave you a perspective all the way in the back, and you can't even see the face of the person talking in the mic. You can't even see the face that they are talking to you in the mic. They gave you 480p. Let me say this again. The Black Manosphere couldn't even give you 4K. They couldn't give you 8K. We got 8K quality. We got 6K quality. They couldn't even give you 4K quality. They couldn't give you 2.7K quality. They couldn't even give you 1080p. You go over to what the white man gave you. The white man gave you 4K quality. The white man gave you lightings. The white man actually gave you a show. And this is what the black manosphere was supposed to do. It's right here. It's right here. This is what the black manosphere meetup was supposed to give.
The Valley will.
They were supposed to give you quality. Mahogany Roots, I don't see the quality. I just don't see the quality. At the end of the day, this is what the most bright, according to them, the most brightest of people of the manosphere, who knows all the problems and the ills of the community, they have all the solutions to the problems. This is the quality that they gave in production. They gave you a recorded video from a cell phone. They gave a recorded video for the cell phone. They were so quick to show the world what they were doing. Instead of just putting, 10-second clips on Instagram or doing a YouTube short, they gave you the whole speeches and didn't even have the wherewithal. They didn't have an editing team to dress it up. This is how much they thought of you guys. When they was talking about doing the Black Manosphere meetup, this is what they thought. But I don't want to get on. I already know what the haters are saying. They're going to say I'm hating. The Grandmaster Troll don't know what he's talking about. It's not about the production quality. It's about what they talked about. Because remember, we're supposed to be saving black men's lives. We're supposed to be saving lives in this space. So now we got to break down the communication. Now we got to break down the communication. Let's get back to when your boy Old Man. Let's go back to when your boy Old Man takes the stage. Let's see if I can find it. We got your boy Obsidian Ali. We're going to play a little bit of this video because there's a couple of points I want to hear. There's a couple of points I want to hear. I want to hear the talking points. What were y'all talking about? What was the whole point of this Black Manosphere meetup? They say it was for information and technology, right? So if you're a black man and you're interested in being a part of Theo's information and technology movement, right? If you wanted to do business, learn services, learn a craft, or give your services or craft, this is where you wanted to be as a black man. Koya L says GMT, they want you to compare them to black women and not white men. Oh, I am not done comparing them to white men. We got Mahogany Root says, why can't we just you see Mahogany Root, she been getting fed that bullshit for so long. She over there. Why can't we just support networking? Okay, we want to support networking. Okay. I'm great that you said that because we're about information and technology. And when I saw that brothers were supposed to be doing the good thing for the community, I go to the description, and since we're about networking, it says one of the fathers of the Black Manosphere speaks about his new book, The Gender War, and where we are as black men. But there's no links to websites to where I could sign up for information technology. There's no links to people's websites where they do business, no landing page, not even the social media. None of that is listed in the description. So when we talking about networking, Mahogany Roots, and people want to network, and you put this out for the world hoping to build up black men not only across the country but across the world, when people, if they do happen to come across this video, which isn't tagged properly, doesn't have a thumbnail that's going to pop and make people click on it. When you talk about networking, Mahogany Roots, the networking links aren't even in the description of the video, but we're going to talk about that later when we talk about the digital footprint. Right now, I just want to talk about what they were talking about.
So I figure I'll talk for maybe 20, 25 minutes, and then we'll take questions and answers, and then go to bed. No, yeah, I mean, it's a job. Okay, so to pick up on what Bernard was saying, him and John. First time I ever did anything related to IT before. So I've been spending a few days looking into the IT business. According to Statista, between the year 2019 and projecting out to the year 2024, the information technology business worldwide is projected to generate in excess of $5 trillion a year. Okay? Between 2019 and 2024. Broken down in regions across the globe, the single biggest growth area is the United States. Okay? And there are about 6 major areas in which IT will be really huge in the next 5 to 10 years, and one of them is development of platforms and software. So, lot of money in this. When I saw those figures, it made perfect sense why somebody like Theo could make, more money than God, you know what I mean? Yeah, I was like, yeah, that makes sense now. I mean, and so now it's a question of, and I can also see why he's so excited about getting more black men in it, because in order to do, essentially what Bernard and John are talking about doing is providing competition. Competition to Google, which owns YouTube. It's only a matter of time before somebody provides competition to Facebook. It's a matter of when, not if.
Hold on. So they wanna provide competition to Google and Facebook. How are you going to provide competition to to $2 trillion companies? Are you going to build a social media platform that's going to rival that of Facebook? I mean, Facebook just changed their name to the metaverse. They are going to get into virtual reality stuff. You see, this is why the white man's ice is cold. This is why the white man's ice is so cold. See, dudes in this space, they don't want you to believe that the white man's ice is cold. But I've been sitting back for 30 years. I drank from the cup of the white man. I drank the cup from the community. And the cup that the white man got is so cold that when I drink it, I literally gotta put gloves on. I gotta put on a couple of layers of coats. I gotta put a beanie on. I gotta turn the heat all the way up. But when I drink the cup of water from the community, I am always disappointed in the quality. Why are you trying to compete with trillion-dollar companies that have put in the groundwork, that have every resource known to man. Why are you trying to compete with them instead of using their platform to enhance what you already have going on? Facebook and Google are publicly traded companies. Obsidian Media Network Ali. That means for them to raise capital to fund whatever business and ventures there is damn near limitless. For your guys is to raise capital on your best day, your boy Theo could only come up with $30,000. And with said $30,000, you couldn't even deliver a product that is comparable or competable to not only YouTube and Facebook, but the product that you put out doesn't even compete with run-of-the-mill content creators who use the Facebook and YouTube platforms. Don't you see how ignorant you sound when you say you want to compete with Facebook and YouTube? Instead of worrying about trying to compete with Facebook and YouTube, why not just start at step one and learn how to use a camera, learn how to set up lighting, learn the technology that you are using for video production? Why are we starting at step 1000 and not step number 1? See, this is why, in my opinion, the Black Manosphere Meetup was an epic failure, because I'm listening to what you guys are talking about. I know what you guys are up against because I'm a content creator myself. I would love to put out some of the top of the line content, but when you want to compete on the level of YouTube, Facebook, and $1 trillion companies, there's certain skill sets that you must have, and the people in that room right now, when it came to video production, they didn't have the skills, and they couldn't find nobody who had the skills to put together a quality product. But let's get back to the video.
A century ago, there was a big fight with regard to railroads, oil companies, things of that nature, and Teddy Roosevelt, FDR's predecessor and not ancestor, but family member, led the charge with what we would today call antitrust laws, that you couldn't have, monopolies. And that's essentially what we have now. Google and Facebook are essentially monopolies.
Okay.
And
I'm going to go ahead and fast forward, because I don't want to hear about how you're going to compete with $1 trillion monopolies, because it's not going to happen in our lifetime. And we got to be focused on step number 1 before we get to step number 1000. So we're going to go ahead and fast forward a little bit.
both he and Kevin were very concerned about people that they did not know very well, who were or could be, even if they weren't, but they could be perceived as carpetbaggers, okay? Coming in and making a shit ton of money and getting a shit ton of attention from the Black Manosphere, and not necessarily doing the Black Manosphere well or good. So they were very concerned about Theo and about Nate.
Oh, let me go ahead and back this up, because they were talking about fresh and fit. Let me go ahead and back it up.
Related stuff, okay? And I really like what Theo is doing here in bringing black men up to speed with that. And I feel very happy and very blessed and fortunate to be a part of it. That brings me to something that Bernard had alluded to, and I promised that I would pick up on. No, excuse me, not Bernard, Nate brought up, and I promised I would, pick up on it once I got up here. So I'm going to divulge a little bit of privileged information. O'Shea Due Jackson contacted me about 3 weeks ago. And he and I talked. And the issue was, because of what happened with the Fresh and Fit controversy, right? By now we've had 2 of them.
Stop the show. Stop. Time out. Stop the show. We're having a Grandmaster Meetup about black man and information and technology. But we are going to talk about YouTube beef with Fresh and Fit. We're going to talk about what O'Shea Duke Jackson said and why Kevin Samuels wasn't on board. Why are we, whenever we try to get together and build something and move forward, why are black men constantly talking about people who ain't in the motherfucking room? O'Shea Jackson didn't find it valuable enough to use his passport, come fly down in Atlanta, and be part of the Black Manosphere Meetup information and technology. Even though we see O'Shea Duke Jackson use that same passport to go to Uganda and Brazil and to trick on big booty hoes. Let me say this again for you, Obsidian. Your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, he didn't find your meetup valuable enough to go down there because of some YouTube beefs. But when it comes to tricking on hoes, your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson has no problem using his passport to trick on hoes across the globe. Why is O'Shea Duke Jackson a talking point of a keynote speech that's supposed to be for the betterment of black males, specifically in the information technology spectrum, and you're trying to compete with Google and Facebook and all of the big tech giants of the world? Somebody explain that to me, because I'm sitting there, I listened to the whole thing. I'm not one of these Negroes who saw the first 3 minutes and then clicked off and didn't really see what was going on. I watched it from start to finish. I took mental notes. I didn't write nothing down because evidently I didn't have to, because I already knew what this nonsense was going to be about. But we talking about Negroes and Fresh and Fit that aren't even there. O'Shea Duke Jackson ain't even there. Kevin Samuels ain't even there. But I'm going to let you finish out and make your point. Before you do, I got a couple of cash apps to read. We had Tipsy Kitty sent... we had Anonymous Person. Tipsy Kitty sent 5, says, "Don't say my name, please. Thanks you for supporting the show." Thank you for supporting the show. We had Bernard Moore. He sends in 10. He says, this black money, this money showing support. So shout out to Bernard Moore. If you don't have a wrench already, you guys know all supporters get wrenches. So this orange me in the chat. If you don't have a wrench and you support it, I will mod you up. We had Carrie sent 10, says for some comic relief. Thanks for supporting the show. We had Eric Bird dropping a big $2, giving all that he could give on the Cash App. So we got somebody. Who is this? This gotta be okay. We had Dave H coming through on the PayPal, supporting it with 10. So we are getting some supporters, but we gotta break down. I want Obsidian to explain to me what these other YouTube Negroes who aren't even in the building, what do they have to do with BMs, particularly those of the Manosphere, competing with Google and Facebook?
Myron back in the summer, fresh, earlier, well, actually last month. So both he and Kevin were very concerned about people that they did not know very well, who were or could be, even if they weren't, but they could be perceived as carpetbaggers, okay? Coming in and making a shit ton of money and getting a shit ton of attention from the Black Manosphere and not necessarily doing the Black Manosphere well or good.
Stop, time out. Stop the show right. This is another problem with black mans, particularly those in this space. BMs in this space are too afraid, too terrified to work with other BMs because in the end it might not work. So what BMs do, like O'Shea did, like Kevin Samuels did, they kept their Muppet ass at home, missed out on another opportunity because they didn't know a couple of black men. If black men want to build something for the betterment of the community, you're going to have to get out your house and you're going to have to take some chances. You're going to have to work with people that you don't know. You're going to have to risk getting the short end of the stick. You're going to have to risk getting scammed on. You're going to have to risk another dude possibly fucking your wife. If you want to compete with the likes of Google and Facebook, you're going to have to take a chance. You're going to have to take a risk. And I just got to be honest, 21 Studios was doing their conventions for about 3-4 years. Donovan Sharp, he tried to bring them on, this, that, and the third. But Negroes was too afraid to team up with a group of men that they didn't know because they were so terrified that they would be taken advantage of instead of taking the risk, taking the chance, learning from experience, learning different skills, because you saw how 21 Studios had their camera equipment, their sound design set up. O'Shea, Duke Jackson, Obsidian, they all could have been there sitting in the back asking questions about sound design, asking questions about payment, financials, how you set all of this up. They had every opportunity to learn how to do it, but they was too afraid to take that chance. And because they were too afraid, since they didn't do it now, when it was their time to do it, they gave y'all Negroes iPhone quality of a Black Manosphere convention meeting because they were too afraid to work with people they don't know because they're worried about the profits and the money making in the Black Manosphere. This is exactly why they don't like the Grandmaster Troll. This is why they don't want me on panels, because I'm going to break it down. I'm going to ask the tough questions. I'm going to be unapologetic, but more importantly, I'm going to show the footage of what this group is doing, what the opportunities are, and why your production level, why what you're putting in simply doesn't measure up to what other run-of-the-mill content creators are doing. But let's get back to this fresh and fit fiasco.
So they were very concerned about Theo and about Nate. Not that they were accusing them of anything, that they were just kind of gun shy after everything that happened with Donovan Sharp was another one that had, some problems. This year it's been a kind of tough year for him. It's been a tough year for Fresh and Fit, and by extension, the blowback on the Black Manosphere, especially in light of what Kevin was doing. Kevin was getting, was and continues. I just got, so this is between us chickens, okay? Me and Kevin was going back and forth, and he was supposed to be here. Reason why he isn't is because he's been filming, and he was doing a big film project, and they were filming all night and got done 5 o'clock this morning.
Stop the show right there. Stop the show right there. The big dog, Kevin Samuels, couldn't be there because he was filming for a movie. Let me translate that for the Negroes in the back. Kevin Samuels didn't show up because he was too busy getting that money from the white man. And he saw that that project that white man had filming that movie was more beneficial to him. And he couldn't put that project on hold and come to the Black Manosphere Meetup where we're supposed to be building up black men for the future, because he valued doing the movie for that white man more than he valued possibly doing the movie with you niggas. See this, see they aren't gonna tell you this. They're gonna put a different spin on it. But the Grandmaster Troll, I see right through the bullshit. You see, this ain't about competing with Facebook and Google. You guys heard why O'Shea didn't show up. Y'all heard why Kevin Samuels didn't show up. They want to protect their bottom line. They're putting their bottom line, their money, their well-being above you brothers, telling you that they want to compete with Google and Facebook. And as I break down why the white man's ice is colder, those people at Google, the founders at Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, the reason why Facebook, Google, Apple, Microsoft is in the position that they are in, because those white men who built up that company, they put their own needs aside and look to serve their community and meet the needs of their communities before they met their own needs. I'm gonna go ahead and break this down, but I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward just a little bit more. Listen, where do I want to go right now? I don't have nothing marked down.
I think that's wonderful, and in order for it to really work, we need a lot of guys that are developers and coders and guys that really understand.
All right, so they're looking for developers and coders. What else did they talk about? Cause I don't want to play all this, because I don't want to take long with this nonsense right here. Of course they talked about the gender war. Let's see if I can find that clip.
The war so quickly and so decisively.
Oh, here we go right here.
Every man made a really good.
Here we go right here. We're going to talk about the gender war. Think about it. We're supposed to be building up black men, right? We supposed to be saving lives, competing with the likes of Google and Facebook. We on YouTube having gender wars. Let's see who supported the show. We had Josiah come in, dropping the big 30 spot. He says, for BMT says they could have invited some Atlanta women. Thanks for supporting the show. But now we supposed to be building up black men, and we gonna talk about a gender war. We talking about a gender war.
The point about the fact that we had won the gender war so quickly and so decisively that we were kind of like in a state of shock. So what it reminded me of was, everybody remembers when President George W. Bush started the Iraq War, right? Enduring Freedom, Operation Enduring Freedom, you know, the whole shock and awe campaign, right? And it was shock and awe. And, you know, he's on the flight deck of the USS Abraham Lincoln, mission accomplished. Yeah, there was a lot of truth in that. And we had won it so decisively that we hadn't really prepared for the next move, which is what led to, you know, Iraq really kind of going down the shitter, because we didn't really plan for the day after we won. And this
is the problem of sitting when you won the gender war so quickly and decisively. We all knew what BMs were supposed to do in the space. They were supposed to build their platforms, get media production, LLCs, hire people who knew how to work the camera, hire people to edit. And when it was time for BMs to put in that real work, Obsidian, you know, that hard work, that grind work, a lot of dudes got passports, started tricking. Some people took their money, went to the mall, got fly, bought Mini Coopers. Some people bought Camaro Super Sports. You know, some people bought jewelry, rings, you know, Gucci, Fendi, you know. Some people bought red bottoms. Some people bought high-end suits. Some people gave away their money to escorts, and instead of focusing on quality content, learning about technology, shout out to DJ Kuda, learning about microphones, camera, lenses, editing software, how to build up a website. They won the gender war so quickly. And when it was time for them to venture out onto YouTube and become a man, a lot of dudes got frightened and they created YouTube beefs within themselves, or some even tried to restart a whole new gender war. And here we are today, 2021, gender war 2017. We're talking 4 years later, you know, a pandemic which everybody had to stay home. Instead of doing real work, people tricked off 4 years, and now we're doing conventions from an iPhone, trying to learn about camera lighting and setting up cameras on the fly. Not a good look for BMs, if you ask me. You know, you put those BWs to bed so quickly in that gender war. When it was time to, to compete with the Dwight man, Google, Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Sony. When it was time to compete with those guys, to involve yourself in that war, people ran, they shied away, they they were, as one YouTuber says, they were dominated. And since they were dominated, they went back to YouTube, talked about how women were average at best, how they were going to die alone. They yelled about black female fuckery, called women strags, was talking about why hoes are winning, everything except what they were supposed to be doing, which was competing with Google and Facebook. And now that gap is so big, it's monumental. It's going to take a number of generations to close that gap. But I got to get to the first question that was asked Obsidian Media Network. Because somebody asked them a question. Let's see if I can find that part.
And what happens when you got a lot, they say that the biggest, the highest form of flattery is imitation, right?
Let's see if
Now, Grandmaster organizing themselves. Now I'm saying that their abilities.
Let's see if I can find it.
And Kevin kind of.
So it looks like I won't be able to find it. So I'll go ahead and tell y'all what happened. The first question, after it's supposed to be here. Let's see if I can pull it up. Let's see if I can pull up the description. One of the black masters speaks about his new book, The Gender War, and where we are as black men. We're talking about information technology. When it was time to open up questions, and after the goals was laid out, after a plan was laid out, first question that was asked by a Negro at one of these tables in one of them fancy hats and suits was, where did the term black female fuckery come from? Yes, we hear about information and technology and how to open up businesses and how to compete with trillion-dollar companies, but first question that was on Negroes' minds in the room was black female fuckery. I was so disappointed in what I heard. Now, Obsidian did talk about waking up at 4 a.m., working out. Says he writes early in the morning. By the time the Bernard Riley stream is done, he's done writing. But we're going to break down how cold the white man's ice is. We got to talk about how cold the white man's ice is. Let's see if I can find the clip that I want to see. Let's see if I can find that clip real quick. There's a couple of clips of people out there, of people who they want to compete against. They say they want to compete with the best of the best. Okay. They say they want to give it their all. We are going to see what the best of the best is bringing to the table. Let's see if I can find it. Here it go right here. Here it go right here. Here it go right here. Oh, they want to compete against the best of the best. They want to compete against the white man. The white man, as they say. They want to compete with the best of the best.
Grow up. Are you ready for T-Rex? Do you even deserve the seat you're sitting in?
Oh, they want to compete with the best of the best. Ain't that right? Ain't that right, Obsidian? You want to compete with the best of the best. See, the white man's ice is so cold. The white man will sell out an NBA arena, bring you lights, bring you sound effects. They got fireworks going off. Oh, the white man's ice is so cold.
Just sitting in, down on the side, plates, that Facebook campaign.
15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12. Ignition sequence start.
I mean, we just gotta be real at this moment. Can these Negroes really compete at the highest level? Do they know what the highest level is? Because they want to compete with Google and Facebook. This is Grant Cardone 10X. Before you can even get to Google and Facebook, you gotta beat YouTubers. Do they really want to compete? Let's Troll. Do they really want to compete? Gorilla King, Donovan. Can they really? We even got the honest truth. Can these black men in the manosphere really compete with this right here? They are giving you not only the experience at the venue, then when they record everything and put it on YouTube to give that same feeling to the people at the venue, they could transfer that onto the TV screen. Why black men are at their conventions with iPhones trying to hold and record. They don't even have the audacity to put the damn cell phone on the gimbal so there's no handshake. Hold on. You see Obsidian? This right here is a gimbal. You buy the gimbal so when you record stuff, you don't have to do it handheld. So when people is recording you, giving you when you give your keynote speech and they holding the camera, you won't be able to see they ashy's fingers all in the screen, blocking the screen. So you have the gimbal so you could hold the gimbal and it gives it smooth and you could get a more cinematic version. So when you get your cinematic footage, you could put that onto an editing software and you could give the viewers a more dynamic experience. You see what the white man is doing right here. They're giving you special effects that are pretty easy to make. In fact, they got templates on different websites to do it. But unfortunately, when your keynote speech about the betterment of black males was given to the world, we had to watch it with a Negro's finger all in front of the camera. We really couldn't see the facial features and connect with the emotions that Obsidian was given because we couldn't even see him from that 720p iPhone camera that was positioned all the way in the back. But these are the people you want to compete with right here.
Are you ready? Let me hear it.
Motivation into next levels. Countdown.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
I mean, the production, there's no competition in the production level.
Customers and by competition. I've been judged for working too much, wanting too much, being too colorful, being.
I mean, the camera they're using is 1,000 feet in the back, but they got a lens on the camera that could zoom in 100, 500 times. So as Grant Cardone walks up and down the stage, they could keep Grant Cardone on the screen. Then they got different cameras where they can show the audience watching your boy Grant Cardone give his presentation. Obsidian Media Network. I don't think you really know what you are up against. But it gets worse. It gets worse because, you gotta have a digital footprint, right? You actually got to be about something. Now, if you say you're about black male empowerment, black information and technology, you got to have a digital footprint to back it up. There's one particular YouTuber, Mr. Pump and Dump, Mr. X Videos himself, Ramil Amir, Mr. Real Estate Mogul, wholesaling real estate. Even he could learn something from Grant Cardone. So what we're gonna do, because after we give the presentation, after we wow you, see if I can pull it up. After we wow you, you got to have a website that backs up everything that you're doing. So if people want to get involved, they can contact you. Obsidian Media Network, Theo, Lil Big Nate, Minister Jack, Bernard Riley. You got to have a website in which people can conduct business on. So we looking at the Grant Cardone website. You got about Grant Cardone. You can hire Grant. You got the foundation. You got quotes. You got stores that you could buy different products from. You got different events for upcoming events. I'm not sure if the Black Manosphere even has a date in which they might want to do an event because they're so far behind. You got coaching, Cardone Capital. You even got the contact right here. You go to the investment page. If you want to invest and do business with Grant Cardone, this is something Ramil Amir can learn. You see all of the properties and buildings and structures that Cardone Capital has under management. You can see them right now, how big they are. You could click on them. They give you a targeted IRR, our targeted equity multiplier at the bottom of what the profits are supposed to be on these different properties right here. I mean, when we are doing business, this is the business right here. I had to watch Ramil Amir walk through a trap house talking about he was wholesaling real estate. He didn't give us a follow-up video. He didn't have no pictures of the place that he fixed up. I mean, but dudes in this space is supposed to be doing business. These are the men who they supposed to be competing with. And as I'm seeing right now, they just can't compete on that level. They say they about business. They digital footprint don't even measure up. Your websites don't measure up. Your Instagrams don't measure up. Your Facebooks don't measure up. Hell, your YouTube channels, your bread and butters don't even really measure up. But it gets worse. It gets worse. It gets worse because we talking about reaching out to the community. We talking about community building, changing the dynamics, the future of the community, right? Isn't that what we talking about, Jerome, Mother Earth, AC Star Rail? We talking about changing the future outlook of the black community, right? It gets, when I saw this video, I gotta admit, when I first saw this video right here and started to listen to it, tears came out my eyes. That's how hurt I was.
Listen up.
That's how, when I saw this video I'm about to play you guys, I was hurt. Tears came down my face when I saw this video right here of your boy Grant Cardone. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and show him. Let's go ahead and show what Grant Cardone is doing for the community. Let me say that again for the pro-blacks in the back, because I see AC Star Talk Radio in the building. Let me show you what Grant Cardone is doing for the community and how brothers in this space should be so They should be in their feelings over this right here. You got your boy Grant Cardone. Title of the video. This video gonna hurt a lot of feelings right here. We got Grant Cardone speaks to black youth during Black History Month. You gotta see that title right there. We got Grant Cardone going to the community and doing real footwork long before these niggas in the Black Manosphere could go to the community and do some footwork. This your boy Grant Cardone talking to black youth on Black History Month. We gotta listen to Grant Cardone talk about the ills of the community. We gotta talk about how Grant Cardone is gonna point out how black men have been coming up short in the community. Oh, a lot of people are gonna be upset at the Grandmaster Troll from revealing the truth today. This your boy Grant Cardone. Let's go ahead and play the video because we gotta talk about it today, Queen of the South. We gotta talk about it today, Court. And this your boy Grant Cardone. He brought 10X to the black community to talk to the black youth. You think Obsidian wants to talk to the black youth? I believe I heard Obsidian say, "Why should I be the one to help fix the problems of the community? I didn't start the fire. Why should I be the one to put out the fire?" Isn't that a talking point from your boy Obsidian? So Obsidian don't want to help out the black youth because Obsidian is about Obsidian's bottom line. He's really not about competing with the likes of Google and Facebook, in my opinion, based on the behaviors. But let's listen to how black men have failed the community. Oh, there's going to be a lot of hurt feelings after this one.
Good is not someplace you want to stop. Okay, so my name's Grant Cardone, and I just want to tell you, first of all, thank you so much for being here. Welcome to my house. And yeah, thank you. And I just want to tell you, I'm reminded today, I met with a man that if I mentioned his name, you would know his name. He's an A-list celebrity. He's been on TV for 30 years. He is a very, very, very powerful man that is black. On TV every day. Stands a little taller than me, very funny. I mean, like he's made the whole world laugh for years. You know who I'm talking about? I can't tell you who it is, but I can tell you the story. Okay? So I went to him maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I don't know if we have a picture of Steve and myself on stage. And Steve was doing something in Atlanta with black and brown kids at his summer camp. And I said, Steve, I want to help, man. I want to help, Steve. I want to help. And he's like, "You're white, man." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know that. Okay, yeah, okay, so?" He's like, "It ain't gonna work." And I'm walking in this room today, and it made me so sad. That's okay. And then I realized what you guys get hit with every day. Yeah. Like that, you got to be hit with that every day. Because I was being discriminated against. Oh, wow. I wanted to help, man. I wanted to help. Yeah. Okay? So look, I am white. Please don't hold that against me. Okay? Okay, and you are clearly not white, right? But I want to help. I want to help. So, but it's exactly what Ed was saying. Like if you won't receive my help, then I can't help you. But there's some things I know about money that will help you. And I'm gonna tell you, you're never gonna get better than good if you don't get money. Okay, you cannot change the condition of the black community will never change until you guys get assets. Okay.
You hear your boy. You hear your boy break down the problems in the community. There's a lot of black men outside of the spectrum who have reach and access to help black and brown people. And when people who actually accomplish something, have resources, want to help those impoverished and in need, brothers like Steve Harvey will turn down the help simply because it's a white man. They don't want the white man to get the credit. You got black kids in different neighborhoods all across this country living in poverty, dodging bullets, going to and from school, to and from the grocery store, looking to make a way. And you got OGs like Steve Harvey in the way from them people in those communities getting help. Doesn't this sound familiar? We got AC Star Talk Radio and UGMT love white men. I don't see Negroes in this space in the black community during Black History Month trying to cure the problems of the black community. And when they do it, like Steve Harvey did, and there's people who can help, they are refusing the help simply based on the color of somebody's skin. I have no problem of people trying to help the conditions of the black community. We all know the problems and we all know why they exist. But people are turning away good help because they want to be the star of the show. They don't want the credit being given to a white man instead of the community getting the help they need so they can live a better quality of life. See, I'm at the point, I don't care if the help comes from an Arab man, a white man, a black man, black woman. When we are talking about the ills of the community, it shouldn't matter who's supplying the help. It shouldn't matter who get the credit. But when you got these selfish OGs, we know who they are. Steve Harvey. We can't even take the help because our ego. Because of ego, we can't compete on a high level because of ego. We scared, we got too much pride, our ego's too big, we want all the credit, we want to make all the money, we want to be the quarterback, the receiver. We want to be the star player, the coach, and the general manager, and the owner all at the same time, instead of working with people who can help get us to where we want to be. This is where we are at in the community.
Okay, if you keep collecting bracelets,
Come on.
you got to shift your attention from the bracelet to the asset.
Oh.
I'm just saying. Okay. I was on a Clubhouse call the other night. How many of you are on Clubhouse? You know Clubhouse? You follow me on Clubhouse? I'm a maniac on Clubhouse. I'm going into rooms, white entitlement. I'm like, what does that even mean? I don't even know what it means. Please explain to me, okay? There's 1,500 people in there, all of color, talking about white entitlement. I'm like, please, I was the only white guy in the room. I stayed in there 3 hours to try to learn. What are we talking about? I don't know what it means. Please tell me. Please explain to me. What are we talking about? And I spent 3 hours there. 40% of the people that follow me are people of color. Okay? I'm 63 years old. Probably 60% of the people that follow me are probably under the age of 30 years old. 20% are probably under the age of 20. I have no idea how I have this connection with people except what Ed was talking about this morning about this thing right here. Reality. Affinity, reality, communication. Okay? Affinity. I got to like people. I gotta be like if you want the money game, okay? And we gave you a notebook, okay? If you don't use this notebook, shame on you. Okay? A great memory is never gonna beat a notepad. Like, give me a bad pencil, give me a broken pencil, give me a little bit of ink, man. I'm gonna throw it on a piece of paper and I'm
Stop the show. I was looking at the comment section. I'm looking at the comment section. I'm seeing black folks who know the problem is talking about I hate the white savior complex. We got AC Star talking about this nigga praising white men. No, I'm just simply pointing out this is what the Black Manosphere Meetup statement is. This is what they want to do. But they didn't show the steps how to get from point A to point B. The Black Manosphere Meetup during that keynote speech was about this is point Z, this is our goal, this is what we want to do, but it didn't have the 1,000 steps in between. Your boy Grant Cardone, during that whole video, he's going to give some of the steps to get from point A to point B to point C to point D all the way to point Z. He has the digital footprint that shows, because one of the talking points in this space is show your work. A lot of dudes in this space, we even heard Grant Cardone talk about they walking around with the bracelet, the jewelry, the red bottoms, Fendi, Gucci, Prada. They shopping at Saks and Fifth Avenue, is running up a bag with Brittany Renner, and then get on YouTube and talk about how the problems in the black community are black women. Problem in the black community, BMs and BWs can't get along. The problem is this, the problem is that. But when it comes to reaching out and putting in work to actually solve those problems, one of those problems, like one YouTuber said, I won't call this name, but he says, if you're broke, you can't do nothing if you broke. Boss Talk Radio, y'all know who I'm talking about. But when Grant Cardone actually goes in the community on Black History Month, brought his team to help out folks in a situation, give them advice, give them pointers, give them resources. I gotta read comments in the comment section talking about I hate the white savior complex. Oh, they GMT always praising that white man. I know it hurt. I know it hurt. You seen what somebody else is doing and they up on this level. You aspire to get up to that level, but you just can't seem to close that gap, and that gap is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. This is where we are at. Now, I gotta get to the last video, see if I can find it. I know I got it up here somewhere. Yes, yes it is. It's right here. I know I got it up here somewhere. I know I got it up here somewhere. It's right here. One of my favorite female YouTube content creators. Always looking beautiful, always looking good, looking classy. Shout out to Mahogany Roots, but she did a video. What we should all take from the Manosphere meetup, I probably won't play much of it because I do got to go to work in a couple hours. Truth Bearer says white men don't use those resources on BWs. But we got Mahogany Root. She gonna talk about her thoughts on the meetup and why it was a astonishing success. So with that said, let's go ahead from the top.
Hi, Catherine and friends. I am very late. Miss Catherine, I see you all the time when you're live, and there had a meetup. Something that I think many of us wanted to see and have been anxious to see for a long time. Now, I do remember back a few years back, there was such a meetup that they were planning. I'm not sure whatever happened with that, but I know O'Shea did the awards, and they've been doing the awards show. Oh, so you do? Okay. So basically, you guys, they had a meetup. And from everything that I'm hearing, the feedback that I'm getting, it was very, very successful. I know that Obsidian was there. He was brought on as a public speaker. There were lots of men from the Manosphere, including Little Big Nate, for one radio talk show. Get to know him, y'all. He's growing his channel. Who else? Y'all know I normally have my list, but I just hopped up here all willy-nilly. I wanted to talk to y'all about this.
Your girl Mahogany Roots was so excited to talk about the Black Manosphere meetup. She didn't take notes, and we saw Grant Cardone. He pulled out the notepad. He said, "You gotta write things down because a memory is never as good as a notepad," and we could see right now. But Mahogany Roots was so excited. Obsidian got up there on stage. He was the keynote speaker. Little Big Nate was there. Mr. Jack was there. They had all these dudes in the Manosphere. They was looking good. They had suits on. They had hats. They had jewelry. They was out there stunting for the gram. The Black Manosphere meetup was cool. See, that's all you gotta do to have a good meetup. Have a room full of Negroes show up and they best outfits, get on the mic, talk a little shit, Say a couple of jokes, make a couple of people laugh, hee ha ha, that's all you got. You ain't gotta bring no substance to the table. You just gotta look good on camera.
So, who else did I see? I saw people that, Minister Jab, I think there was Bernard Raleigh, maybe some others that we didn't see. But Little Big Nate did share it, and so did 411 Radio Talk Zone. He shared it too. Now, my thoughts on this, let this be a learning experience for us. So you got to peep game. And true game is that anybody can learn from anybody. I've been asked several times how, with some of the talking points that I obviously disagree with, how can you support? Well, I support the business. I support the business mindset. Obsidian is about his business, and it shows. His success shows. Not necessarily because he can get money and all this. I shared it on my community tab, you guys. Hey, Frida Green. Hey, TC HBCU Queen. We're just talking about the Manosphere meetup and the success of it and what I think we all could learn.
Hold on. I want y'all to peep this game now. You heard that word. game. I did a stream a couple of days ago, with Deion Sanders and Brittany Renner. They got up there in front of all them football players, wanted to talk about game. They want y'all to peep game. They want to teach you the other side of the game. We got a lot of Negroes in this space trying to hustle game, but they not really talking about business, So now, but Mahogany Rouge, she gonna teach us the game of business and the Obsidian and the success that he has. But I'm gonna let Mahogany Roots break this game down, because when you hear the word game, your antenna should go up and you should be expected to hear some bullshit. Because when people is trying to teach you some game, it's usually something that's got nothing to do with nothing. There's no tangible benefit to the game that's being taught to you. But with that said, get right to it, Miss Mahogany Root. You're sitting there, you got your braids, you're looking real good, you got your nice bedroom with the pillows all white in the background, looking real good, makeup, looking like a good cute snack up there. Okay. Let's see about this game you got for us.
From it. Whether you agree with it or not, we all can learn from it. And what can we learn? We can learn that when you have something, an idea, that you need to put it in place. What's the old saying, faith without works is dead? That's the truth. You can believe in something all you want, but until you actually make the steps to accomplish it, it's just going to be just that, a belief, a dream, a goal that you haven't reached. Put your ideas in motion and make it happen. So I'm very happy from, like I said, what I've been hearing is very positive, like all positive things. So let's go back to the beginning of the video. So I shared, like I said, in my community tab, Obsidian was giving a speech, and shout out to him, shout out to Obsidian for some of the things that he said. He said that he gets up at 4 a.m. in the morning. I get up at 5 a.m. But the point is, he gets up and gets his day started with exercise, with eating right. And
we gotta go ahead and stop this show, because whenever Negroes want you to believe they working hard, we got Obsidian Ali talking about he wake up at 4 a.m. Oh, he wake up at 4 a.m., he eating healthy, he going to the gym, he cooking meals, he doing all of this writing that by the time the Bernard Riley show starts, and Bernard Riley, he goes pretty early. I mean, when I'm up at 8 o'clock in the morning, Bernard Riley's already on, so we talking, I guess, 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock Eastern time. So your boy Obsidian, he been up for a whole 6 hours, we're waking up at 4 a.m. in the morning, putting in long hours at work, working out, eating healthy, and just right until his arm fall off, right? Just right until his arm fall off, right? But this is what they want you to believe. He put out one book, but hold on. Because in this space, we are about show your work, right? We are about show your work. Obsidian, 55 years old, 50 years old, something like that, right? Well, let's compare him to his counterparts real quick, because Obsidian is doing all of this writing, Obsidian doing all of this writing, just waking up, just turn the page right. He's working on this book, working on that book, right? He's just writing. He even wrote for the Negro Manosphere. Shout out to him. He was supporting O'Shea in the Negro Manosphere, right? I went to Amazon.com and I pulled up all the books that Grant Cardone wrote. Obsidian wrote one book, Obsidian wrote one, but with him waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, working out, doing all this writing, he has wrote one book. Your boy Grant Cardone, who runs Cardone Capital LLC, motivational speaker, this, that, and the third. When we go to the show your work, your boy Grant Cardone, peep this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. We're going to skip those. And it looks like he even wrote books in different languages. So one would have to ask, if Obsidian is waking up at 4 a.m. writing all of these books, does Grant Cardone ever go to sleep? Does your boy Grant Cardone, does he ever go to sleep? Does your boy Grant Cardone, does he ever, because he writing books, he got 25 books, he wrote books in different languages. I mean, if we want to compete, this is what Obsidian said. He said he wanted to compete with the Googles, Facebooks, Amazons, Apples, the Disneys, the Netflix. He wants to compete with these billion-dollar and now some trillion-dollar companies. All that writing, just gave him one book, and I applaud him for the book. People like the book, it sold well. Salute to Obsidian writing the book. But when you want to compete on that level, Obsidian, one just gotta ask. One just gotta ask, if he's been waking up at 4 in the morning all of these years, where are the books? Because we look at other people and they may wake up at 3 a.m. They may wake up at 2 a.m., 6 a.m. Only thing we know is everybody's got the same 24 hours. And when you look at the work that's being shown, unfortunately, as a collective, it's been a talking point of Cynthia G and others, the works of the BMs is lacking when you look at what's being built. That's all I'm trying to say. When you look at what's being built and you try to find people's websites to do business, We got all these real estate moguls. When you look for, properties under management, you can't find nothing. But when you go to the Dwight man, every property under management is up there with the address. The rate of return, expected profits is up there. When you look at the BMs, a lot is left to be desired. That's all I'm trying to say. But let's get back to Mahogany Roots and let's let her teach this game to us real quick.
And he spends his time writing. He's a writer, a published writer. And in the meantime, he's online, but the point is he's handling his business. So when I hear something like that, I think, okay, this person is about their purpose. And at the end of the day, we all have a purpose for why we're on here. And I'm sure it's not just to, shuck and jive and all this fuckery that we see all the time. I'm sure there's some bigger purpose that we all have. And it might differ from person to person, but it's a purpose. Whether it's to have a stream of income, whether it's to put out a positive message, or a message, period, to people, to help people, to show people how to do something, to network with people, to grow a business. We all have a purpose. And so just seeing that, to me, should be inspiration for everybody in this space to get on their purpose. Hey, Ready Red. So, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I love what I'm seeing so far. I look forward to seeing more people meet up and greet in this space and grow and network. Could there be backlash? There could be, but you can't focus on that. You got to focus on the positives, on the goods that could come from this. And it's really up to those men where they take it from here.
Stop the show, stop the show, stop the show. Because when I listened to the speech that Obsidian gave, when I listened to the build up to the meetup and what it was going to be about and what the goals of the meetup was and what they were looking to accomplish and what they were going to do. And then when I hear Mahogany Roots talk about the meetup and what was accomplished and what they did, I'm still trying to figure out what was really accomplished. I got some people who had some skills, maybe exchange numbers with Theo. Maybe Theo gave them some opportunities. But in terms of, building a conglomerate that could compete with the likes of Facebook and Google, because that was the big thing I heard. That was my takeaway. They wanted to compete with Facebook and Google. I really didn't see a plan, to get there. This meetup was supposed to be a success, and if it was, maybe O'Shea, maybe a Kevin Samuels would get on board, and maybe they would do something bigger, but there's no date for a next meetup. They're going to do it at some imaginary date next year. They couldn't give really a time frame, time is one of the most important things people got, and when you can't put things in a time frame and a specific plan to get things done, you can't really say what you were doing, how you're going to use information and technology to build businesses that better serve black men. I heard a lot about the gender war. I heard a lot about black female fuckery, Let's see, Ken says, up at 4 a.m. to flip them out. I'm just trying to figure out. What's going on. We got May coming through, dropping some big money. Says, for you're awesome. We had the real one show some support for giving you guys great content. Thank you. We had Just BU says $5 says time to go to work. Awesome breakdown. Thanks for supporting the show. And we had T Night coming through, says for keep doing what you're doing. So all these people are enjoying the show. But I'm just trying to figure out now we are left with the biggest question. It's always the biggest question. And that is, what is going to happen next? See, with Google and Facebook, we know what they're going to do next because they laid out a plan during their conference calls during earnings season on what happened the previous quarter and what kind of projects they're looking to do the next quarter, what their projected profits are going to be. Facebook is going to the metaverse. about to bring you guys a whole virtual reality world in which you guys could live in, spend NFTs, go to different seminars, really do some groundbreaking stuff. We look at the dudes in the Black Manosphere. What they're going to do next, well, they're going to have a meeting sometime next year. You know, we have no idea what we're going to talk about at the meeting, you know. We have no idea who's even going to be at the meeting because Kevin Samuels may be doing a movie. You know, O'Shea may be tricking on hoes in Brazil and they might not show up. And if Fresh and Fit is there, or there's some dudes that they don't know, that they're not familiar with, you know, they're going to be worried about them dudes trying to leech off the space and take money from the space. I mean, this is why the Black Manosphere has been sputtering for the past 3 or 4 years. Dudes really ain't about that life. No, not really business acumen. Not really a financial guru. You know, not really a tech guy. You know, don't know how to work a camera. Can't set up sound quality. Don't know how to work a microphone. You know, the moment is just a little bit too big for them. You know, they're pissing down their leg. You know, scared to show up. You know. Really not an athlete, really don't have the charisma and the swag that they project on YouTube. I mean, there was a lot more questions than there were answers after the Manosphere meetup. Now, I did see camera setups, I did see some lighting, so maybe they're gonna, maybe on their channels, maybe on the Bernard Riley platform, maybe on the Obsidian platform, they're gonna put together a nice video for us to watch and really show that they could build a media production company, because that's the movement that I think they want to go in. You know, they want to do different things, maybe make movies, podcasts, more conventions, more seminars. That's what I'm assuming they want to do. TV shows, maybe more collaborations in person. I mean, I can only assume. I'm seeing what other YouTubers are doing. Everybody wants to compete with the big dogs. Everybody looking at the Grant Cardones. Everybody looking at the ESPNs, the CNNs, you know, big media companies. I have no idea, but if you ask me, from what I saw, from what I thought the Black Manosphere would be at, considering what the White Manosphere did, and a lot of these dudes had connections or were connected to dudes in the White Manosphere. They saw what the 21st convention was. I thought the production level would, if not at least be on that level, maybe just a little bit behind. And from what I saw, we are light years behind and we got a lot of work to do. And in speaking of work, I gotta get ready for work myself. I want to thank all the people who came on the platform and supported. I may go on live tonight and have an open panel, and we could actually discuss and break down the Black Manosphere meetup, what's to come, what people would like to see, but most importantly, what people are going to do. So we gotta stop talking about plans and this and that and what we gonna do next year. See, we always gotta wait till next year to win the Super Bowl. We are like the Dallas Cowboys. We are like the Oakland Raiders. We are like the Cleveland Browns, the Detroit Lions. the season comes, we piss down our leg, we don't put the work in the weight room, we don't put the work in on film study, we play the games, we finish below 500, we miss the playoffs, and we always gotta talk about what's gonna happen next year. We don't talk about what's gonna happen tomorrow. We don't talk about what's gonna happen next week. What we gonna do 5 hours from now. What we gonna do next month. We always gotta wait next year. Why do we always gotta wait till next year? Why can't we get shit popping right now? Why can't we do something big right now? Why can't we have a meetup later on this month after Christmas? Why can't we have a Christmas meetup? Why can't we have a New Year's meetup? Why do we gotta wait till some imaginary date next year? When Facebook and Google have their earnings call, and after they expanded upon what they're going to do, how they're going to do it, the dates they're going to do it in, they immediately have a date for the next earnings call. They already know the board going to be there, the CEO going to be there. Then after they do that earnings call for that quarter, when next quarter comes, they gonna have another specific date in which they gonna be there. See, this is why the white man's ice is colder than the communitized ice. Now, we all don't want to believe that the white man's ice is colder, but deep down, when projects need to be done, deadlines need to be met, results need to be brought, you could bank on Google. You could bank on Facebook. You could bank on Apple. You could bank on Microsoft. You could bank on Tesla. You could bank on all these white corporations. You could bank on Grant Cardone. You could bank on 21 Studios in the white manosphere. Can you bank on the Obsidian Media Network? Can you bank on Bernard Riley? Can you bank on Thea? Apparently, O'Shea Duke Jackson couldn't bank on them niggas. Kevin Samuels couldn't bank on them niggas, but Kevin Samuels could bank on that white man who gave him that role in that film, though. Kevin Samuels knew he could bank on that, but he couldn't bank on his right-hand man, Obsidian, Theo, Bernard Riley, because if he was able to bank on him, they would have been there. So with that said, I'm going to close this one out. Thanks to all the people who supported. Couldn't have done it without you guys. I'm about to go to work. You just may get a double stream today, so be on the lookout. It's your boy, the Grandmaster Troll, giving you the best trolling content YouTube has to offer. This was a good start. This was a good start. You always got to start somewhere, and we finally got started. Now I think it's time to, invite more people. Instead of holding grudges and beefs, put all of that aside. Put all that aside. Start to take chances. Start to work with different individuals. Come together. Put different ideas. Put your different skills together. And see what you can do. And stop being afraid